Could you tell them what sort of a person you are?
I don't know at all. I just live moment to moment. So you cannot confine me into a personality. You cannot define me. You cannot predict me. I don't know even myself what I am going to do tomorrow morning. I am simply as open as the existence and as indefinable as the existence itself.
What up, guys? Welcome back again. Goddamn, super hyped today. Got someone on the show today that I really look up to a lot, and I would say pretty inspiring. This is my man here. Thank you for making it Raul, or Raw. Do people call you Raw?
It's Raul. Everybody calls me Rudy, bro.
Rudy?
Rudy, yeah, I grew up by the name Rudy, bro. My mom started calling me that. That's what I go by.
Just like a cute little kid
Yeah.
scooting around like, hey, Rudy.
I don't know if I was cute, but I think I was a little heathen, bro, you know what I mean?
All right.
But
it came over time.
Came over time.
Hey, that's what's up. Well, thank you for being here, man. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule.
Thanks for having me, for sure.
And this is, I know for you, this is a 4-hour gym session that you're popping in right now. Rudy, I've never heard you go by that before, man. That's weird to me. I always think of you as Raw or Raw Wall. Nah, that's stupid.
Well, you know what I mean? It's easier just to go by that because, you know, on all my paperwork, that's what it says.
It's a government name.
Yeah, so instead
and you're
of
like
explaining
you are
to
like a
people-
fucking wall. You know what I mean? So Raw Wall kind of makes sense, but I'm gonna work on that and tweak it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I told you a little bit about before this thing started. The way that we kind of do this, you know, it's unscripted, unedited. We do, you know, whatever we want. The reason I brought you here personally is because you're somebody that I look up to, and you're somebody that I think, you know, if someone was watching this, could maybe hear a little bit of your story or pieces of your story and be like, damn, you know. And specifically, I think you'll hear sometimes people say like, people never change, right? And when I think of you, I think like perfect evidence to the contrary that's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm not gonna get too personal with you, but you're welcome to get as personal as you want. So I'm not gonna ask your age, but I am gonna kind of, you know, lead to the fact that you've been around for a while.
Yeah, I've been around for a while.
You had, and maybe not so much years, but in terms of experience and things that you've been through, you've been through quite a bit, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it I put myself through, of course. You know what I mean? I had kids at a young age. Then it was just a bunch of trouble from there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like to fight, getting into shit, you know what I mean? Like, overprotective of my friends, my lady, or whatever I was with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was lucky enough to meet you at a time when I would say you were going through some pretty considerable changes.
Yeah, for sure. I was in a very good spot. You know what I mean? Money-wise, job-wise. You know what I mean? The house was good. Then I go try to get myself in some trouble, like a dumbass out there getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Lost the job, you know what I mean? Almost lost the house and the wife. You know what I mean? Now my age, dude, I don't have time to rebuild all that again. So it's like either make these changes or just forget everything else. So.
Yeah, or what?
Yeah.
Keep doing the same thing
Yeah.
And where, you know, from what you're describing, it sounds like that path isn't going to lead anywhere that great.
Oh, no.
You know?
And I think little by little, like I said, I've been in trouble since I was a kid, in and out of trouble. And I think as the years went by, I've always learned something every time I've gotten into some shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But it's sad that it's taken this long, but I think I'm there now to where I'm just over it, bro. Like, I don't want to have to worry about what's going to happen to my lady and my kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know what prison's like, and I don't care to go back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
100%, man.
it's time to just make some adjustments and get things leaning in the right way for good this time.
Yeah.
You know.
And, you know, and I respect that a lot, and I know that you're being genuine when you say that, because we met in a group, you know, a relapse prevention group, and out of, you know, I would say in general, maybe 2 out of 10 people in some kind of, you know, government imposed workshop, if you will, maybe 2 out of 10 people really introspectively look inside and say like, yo, man, something's fucked up about me. I need to figure it out, and I need to realize it. And like, out of all the people there, we were talking about this just a few minutes ago. You got those people, you know, the old heads that are like, oh yeah, I'm only here because there's a fluke and I shouldn't even fucking be here and I'm already perfect. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then you have people like yourself who was like, you know, what's up, counselor? Like, why do I feel these things? What is going on with this?
Yeah.
Like, because when I get faced with this situation, this is where my mind goes, and I know that's not right, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
So like, what led to you just realizing that and actually be ready to look in and make those kind of changes?
Well, really, bro, like I said, I felt like it was like self-sabotage, you know what I mean? Like I said, I've been doing this since I was young, and I've always gotten in a good spot, you know what I mean? Like, but then it's like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like
you work your way up,
yeah,
and then you're good, and then you're just like,
yeah, I just like, and I don't even, I can never put my finger on what it was that would make me just be like, fuck it, you know what I mean? And because it really, like, when I would think about it, it wasn't fucking. I mean, I care about all the things I build, you know what I mean?
Right.
I care about where I'm at because...
You never stop caring about your family.
Yeah, exactly, you know what I mean? Because it matters where I'm at to take care of them. So it's like, fuck, dude, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And a lot of it, like I said, I figured out it was anger, you know what I mean? Fucking not feeling enough and shit like that. And it just, as a man, you don't want to say shit like that. You want to be the strong fucking,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I could figure this out on my own type, you know what I mean? And that's the way I thought I could get through this. But sometimes you need somebody to point your bullshit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tell you what, hey, like, that's just stupid thinking, bro. And sometimes you need that.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, I feel like that's why we sympathize with each other. Is one of the first times we met, it was kind of like, you know, I'm in a spot where I don't necessarily have as strict enforcement on, like, if I drink or not. You know, I could generally get away with that kind of thing, even taking, you know, UAs and whatnot. I've learned, and I've done it long enough too, to where I can kind of understand, like, oh shit, you know, I metabolize alcohol pretty fucking quick, like I imagine you do as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, you could drink the night before and then wake up and still go take a UA and be fine. So with that, you know, there's that lack of, I guess, sort of accountability or structure, to where when you and I met, I had made the decision on my own, not because I was scared of getting in trouble or because I have to not drink so that I could do this, so that I could do this. It was more like what you were saying, like, bro, all the things that I thought I wasn't doing wrong is actually, it was bullshit. You know what I mean? And you were the same way, because I was like, dude, I'm not drinking because I think it's bad for me. Like, I know that the things that I do when I'm like drinking, they're not conducive to me making progress in life. And you're like, same.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is the first time, I think you said this is the first time that I really am actually just really taking a break on all that shit for myself and like actually like seeing what it's like, and you have no desire to want to do some of the things that you used to do, you know?
Yeah, for real, dude. Like, it just makes you a different person, you know what I mean? And like, my family sees that and shit. I have a young son, bro. He's pretty young. And even him, he'd see me with the beer, be like, Dad, don't do that. I don't want you to do that. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show you, you know what I mean, like how much of a different person you are, bro. If, you know what I mean? You have a 6-7-year-old kid calling you out on your shit. You know what I mean? It's like,
they don't understand the complexities of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know who you are when you're not, and then they associate the way you act when you're doing a certain thing, and it's like, yeah,
and I've been there too, you know what I mean? I made it through parole, dude, fucking still partying and shit, you know?
Yep.
And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's doable, but at this point, I'm just over it, bro. Like, I start drinking, and it's never just one drink, or, you know what I mean? It's just, it turns into a whole lot of bullshit that I don't need to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then
Well, when you told me the story, and you don't, I'm gonna let you get into it if you want. But when you told me the story a few weeks ago, and I don't even know if it was the reason that you're in those classes right now. Was that?
Yeah, that's why I'm there, bro.
Well, it's funny because I know who you are now, and I've never met you back in those times, right?
Yeah.
So when you were telling me the story, I was kind of like, "What, dude?" It was so hard to imagine you doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's such a big step from what you described to where you are now.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just a lot of that balled up anger. Like I said, you know what I mean? I get pulled over, and I'm sure I was acting like a dick. I was fucking drinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they keep trying to fucking arrest me, and I'm a big guy, you know what I mean? You can't get one set of cuffs on me.
Yeah.
So after they kept trying to force cuffs on me, I'm like, all right, bro, if we're gonna do this, let's do this.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm fucking wrestling around with some cops getting tased. And I mean, fuck, dude, like even the next day I woke up, I'm like, fuck, you know, I'm fucked up, dude. Like my arms are fucked because they forced cuffs on me.
Yeah.
Got 2 tase marks in my fucking stomach, my abdomen. And it's like, dude, like, what the fuck did you do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the worst feeling, to know what happened but not really know what happened, you know what I mean?
And have to sit in the consequence of it.
Yeah, and I really didn't hear like most of what was going on until like days later, bro. That I go to court, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
so
read,
I didn't even
you
know
read
what
the
my
report,
charge. Yeah,
and you're just like, oh man, I can see it, but damn.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thought, hey, I just probably got a DUI.
Yeah.
Fuck, once I get there and it's like, hey,
It was a DUI plus.
yeah,
You know?
fuck, you got assault charges,
Gotta
bodily
add
injury,
to it.
like, Jesus, bro, like, what are you doing, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think right there, is when I started thinking, like, hey, bro, like, you're gonna end up killing somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
being pissed off all the time is not, it's not healthy for you, bro. It's really not.
It really isn't.
And a lot of the times, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Not feeling enough, feeling mad at the fucking world, and you're waiting for that one fucking person to just push you over the edge. You know what I mean?
It's like poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
like
it's
holding
just-
on to something. It's like holding on to a hot coal in your hand, like waiting to throw it at someone. But
Yeah.
you're just burning
Burning
your
it.
hand.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, bro.
And so-
That's a good analogy right there, bro.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I can't take credit for it. I didn't invent that, but I heard someone say it, and I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
it's the first time I heard this shit.
Hey,
But,
shit. Okay, maybe I did make it up there.
right. Yeah, but it's just time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just time, and the woman I'm with now, bro, she's so good to me. She's the best. Shout out to Brandy, my wife. She's so good to me, bro. And it's like, fuck, dude, like, do you really want to lose that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cause like your kids will always be your kids, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're always gonna look for you. You're always gonna look for them. But good women are hard to find, bro. And I don't want to give that up. You know what I mean? The life I have
Absolutely.
with her. You know what I mean? We've raised kids together. You know what I mean? When I got with her, I had 3 kids of my own that are not hers that she helped me take care of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was on parole.
And through all your bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's
So
definitely.
it's like just shit like that. You know what I mean? You get good people in your life, and they're really not worth letting go for a fucking drink. You know what I mean? To hold on to anger, because they're the ones that hear you when you're mad, or you know what I mean? They're the ones you're hurting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
where else is it gonna go? They're the only people in your life. You know?
Yeah.
And then you're older, so like you don't have friends. As many friends around. You know what I mean? So your family's the one that gets it.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, and you know, I'd say I can empathize with that for, you know, my own anger, whether it be related to, you know, drinking or substances that I was using and pushing people that were close to me away. That shit sucks. That
Yeah.
shit sucks when you don't have people like that, you know, or people that you had at one point and then you don't anymore, and it's like, damn, that's on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, I would say, yeah, you are lucky, man, because that is something. Those ride or dies, they're fewer and far between nowadays. Even, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You lose one, you could just go fucking swipe and find another one. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like
No,
it.
it's not like that,
it
bro.
was. So that's cool, and you know, to be able to realize that, I think, is probably something that's kind of new to you as well, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. Like a lot of times, I think I felt abandoned and shit growing up. You know what I mean? The dad left. You know what I mean? My mom was doing what she had to do to take care of us. I had older brothers and shit, but they were already older, so they were doing their own thing in and out of jail. The oldest one already had his own life going on.
Yeah.
So it always kind of felt like it was
Did you
just...
like look up to them a lot, or was it kind of just you were separate worlds?
Yeah, it was kind of just separate worlds, I would say, dude. It was always just me and my little sister.
Yeah.
We kind of just looked out for each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But besides her, you know what I mean, I've always felt kind of like the lone wolf and shit, you know what I mean? Just out there trying to fucking learn to be a man on my own, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for the most part, I don't feel like I did a bad job, you know what I mean? But you make mistakes when you're learning, bro, you know what I mean? So...
Yeah. Especially when you're teaching yourself.
Yeah, so I've made a lot of mistakes for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I even had kids really young, bro. So, and I wouldn't call that a mistake. I think that's actually what saved me from myself early on, you know?
Yeah.
But
How old were you when you had your first child?
I was 13.
13 years
13
old.
years old, yeah.
Okay.
So my oldest is about, she's 14 years, 14 years younger than me.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy, bro. Like at that age, you know what I mean? You're not really a father, dude. You're kind of raising your siblings, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you I'm just assuming didn't have much help from like your parents, maybe like grandma, grandpa, were they around?
No, not really. It was well, my their mom's family was pretty good about helping us out, you know what I mean?
Okay.
My mom was there for a while too, you know what I mean? But like we've always had a pretty broken home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was kind of hard for my mom. And like I said, that's why a lot of times I felt alone. You know, my mom was out there kind of just trying to maintain our house and doing her own thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I also lost a brother pretty young, so after that, she was kind of...
Sort of checked out a little
Yeah,
bit.
checked out a bit. But, yeah, it just...
Yeah, all the right ingredients for a life to sort of, like you said, put you into making mistakes and having to learn from them the hard way. It's easier to watch someone else do it or learn from someone else, and you don't have to, you know, just like anything else, like this job that you just recently started. Imagine going in, they're like, yo, you know, this is what has to be done, and you don't get to see anyone else do it. You just kind of create your own fucking idea of like, okay, I guess I'll go spray this and scrub it, or you know, whatever the fuck.
I'm gonna go fuck some shit up for
Yeah,
a while.
exactly, dude. And then you come in, and on the other hand, there's like, all right, this dude, look at the way he does it. Like that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I probably would have figured that out eventually.
Yeah.
But it saved me so much time just being able to watch, because he didn't teach himself that shit. He learned from someone else who learned from someone else who learned from someone else. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and that's how it was growing up, you know what I mean? Like, I made the mistakes. You know, I figured out that I didn't like to be locked up, but it didn't really stop me from getting in trouble until I got older and had shit to lose, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just how it's been. Touch and go, you know what I mean, my whole life.
Yeah.
Do really good, and then fuck it,
you know what I mean? And hopefully, you know, your kids get to see that, and they get to learn for themselves a little better than you got to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And I have a son, you know what I mean? He was bad. He was bad for a minute there, you know what I mean? I blame myself for it, you know what I mean? Because I was a little rowdy fucking kid, dude. Like, but he's learned a lot faster than I did. So, just like I thought it was my fault he was messing up, I think he learned that from me too. Is, hey, bro, this is not gonna go nowhere.
Yeah.
Because he's been good. He got out. I think it's about 2.5 years he's been out. Hasn't got into no trouble. Just doing his thing, you know what I mean? Trying to do what he can with his lady and shit.
Yeah.
So
I can only imagine now he's looking up to you.
yeah.
I mean, I look up to you, and I'm not even your son, you know. So I can only imagine he's taking some lessons right now.
Yeah, you better be, bro, because this shit ain't easy.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
I mean,
you know what I mean? And
it's not as easy as just like living a normal life, huh?
No, it's not.
Without government officials breathing down your neck all the time, like.
That shit sucks so bad, dude.
Yeah.
And I was out of trouble. I didn't get in trouble for like 15 years, bro, because like I said, I had been learning along the way, but I have like fucking issues with myself. You know what I mean? That's what's causing the problems. And like this time around, I'm like, we got to get this figured out, bro, because almost losing what you have every fucking time you fucking can't figure shit out is not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not sustainable.
It's not, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think that pretty well illustrates kind of, you know, where you've come from and hopefully where you're going, right? One thing we've never really talked about, and it's sort of the subject of this podcast, you know, and I put this in a loose term. God is a loose term because when I say it, especially lately, throughout my own little spiritual, journey that I've been on, it used to mean nothing to me, when I said it, or I would think of God, and I would just immediately sort of visualize, the white robes and the fucking, book, and it's sort of, personified into some sort of deity that I didn't believe in or agree with. But I've come to find out that God is different to everybody.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I love that. And we've never talked about it. So I really, the reason I really brought you here was to ask you, what is God to you? What kind of role does God play? What is your understanding of the word and the idea?
Oh, that's a hard one, bro. So I was baptized Catholic.
Okay.
You know what I mean, but
so you grew up kind of a religious background.
Yeah, it's a trip, and then my mom kind of went Christian on us and shit when I was probably a teenager. So to me, I never really knew, bro. Like, but I know there's a higher power.
How big of a role did that play when you say you were baptized? Like, did you pray? Were you observant of different traditions? Like, how deep of a role did that religion /
It really didn't play much of a role, you know what I mean? Like,
when you did things, you weren't like, oh fuck, I'm going to hell.
I'm going to hell. No, never, bro.
Okay.
I just never did. I think I was going to hell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always thought like if you murdered or something like that, that's what's gonna get you.
Okay.
A nice trip to hell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was just me messing up, you know what I mean? And I would remember be like, God, if you get me out of this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's make a deal.
Yeah, let's make a deal, you know what I mean? I won't do this no more, but
yeah.
Never did I feel like I was disappointing God, you know what I mean, when I was being a fuck up. And I literally felt like, hey, like, this is how I'm learned.
Yeah.
This is how I'm going to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I said, I always know there's a higher power. I believe our loved ones are somewhere greater than here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But besides that, it's not really been played a big role in my life, you know what I mean? But I know there's a higher power.
Even up till today?
Up till today.
Do you still sort of pray? Maybe not in the same way.
Yeah, I do. Like, I do. There's days I wake up and I'm like, my son's home and safe, bro, and I got a smart little boy, and my girls are doing good. And
so you're thanking God now.
Yeah, and I'm like,
instead of trying to make a deal.
Yeah.
You're.
I'm like, thank you, Lord. You know what I mean? That's all I really want is for my family to be well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even now, you know what I mean? I just want to be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know God plays a part in that. You know. So I gotta give him his penance, bro. I gotta let him know thank you. You know what I mean?
Damn, that's powerful, man. Even just seeing, how you explain how you would, sit and just be like, come on, please, God, like, help me out, hook me up.
Hook me up.
And now you're like, you know what? Thank you. Like, that's gratitude.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole, visual indication that you really have made huge changes in your life. Just going from that, from asking and bargaining to thinking,
Yeah.
Like, I'd say that speaks volumes
Yeah.
to the progress that you made, man.
No, thank you, bro.
Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, like now I am.
Okay.
You pointed out.
Okay.
Like I said, I think that's a lot of my life, bro. Is that I'm just swinging for the fences, bro. Like I'm trying to get the best outcome I can with the knowledge I know, and I think there's things that need to be pointed out. You know what I mean? That I'm trying to seek now, and hopefully I ain't just swinging for the fences no more. I'm trying to get that knockout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking. That way I ain't doing this over and over again until I'm 70. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because people don't believe that shit, but you've been in the classes, bro. There's easily guys in there that are fucking 60s, 70s years old still.
Cecil's like 140.
100.
Except for he's different. He's a different story. That's the count. Shout out to Cecil. Cecil, you're a trip.
Cecil's a trip.
Cecil is a trip. But yeah, man, no, 100%.
Yeah.
And you can have all the choice.
Yeah.
Yourself if you want to choose that route, or if, like you said, you see no fault in yourself, right?
Yeah.
I think seeing no fault in yourself is a fault of its own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
sure.
And that's why I'm glad we met, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Give
I
me-
mean, shit, you brought me out of my shell, bro. Like, this is something I would never thought I would do.
Hey, you didn't think you were gonna be
Yeah.
good at it either,
I
damn. You
was
didn't
like-
stumble one fucking word, bro. Look at you,
I felt like
man.
I did, bro.
I don't know. We'll check the tape back and we'll see. But yeah, man, you did great, bro. You're doing great in everything. And like I said, if you weren't someone that I, thought could offer valuable insight out into the world, I wouldn't even ask you to come.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it.
Of course, man.
You know what I mean, sometimes you need people to see the good in you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's hard to see it in yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So.
And I'll use this to kind of sort of talk about something that is important that we've talked about, that negative things that you hear and you sort of internalize and end up looking for it to be true. When you grow up and people tell you, whether it's your parents or your friends or your parole officer or whoever, they're like, you're a piece of shit, you're a fuck up, blah 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 blah, whoop de wop. Then all of a sudden now you're telling that to yourself.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
completely agree. It's good to know good things about you, and you should tell yourself good things about yourself.
Yeah.
You're a hard worker. You know what I mean? You do a lot. You do a lot for yourself. You do a lot for your family. You've been doing a lot for your life. Even just the discipline to wake up and work out and keep that fucking stature. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't realize the amount of determination and discipline goes into that, because you don't always wake up super fucking excited to do it, but you do it because you have to do it.
Oh yeah, I'm a fucking warrior, bro. Regardless, you know what I mean, of what I've been through. I mean, my body, shit, it shows it, bro. Like, I'm not that type of motherfucker that's gonna be like, hey, my body looks like what life put me through. It is, but I'm a fucking warrior, so you can see it. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not just laying back and fucking taking punches. I'm doing what I can to move forward with everything I can, So.
I really appreciate that, and I respect it.
Oh yeah.
All right, one last thing. Close this out. If you could tell your kids or anyone sort of in that phase where they're trying to figure themselves out, what would be the biggest piece of advice that you wish you could have told yourself at a little younger of an age?
Don't be scared to take chances, man. I mean, don't doubt yourself, you know what I mean? Because everybody out there got doubt, you know what I mean? Everybody's going to doubt you. But it's just wrong for you to even ever doubt yourself,
Hell yeah.
So that's it.
That was beautiful, man. Thank you, bro. That was, look at this. Shaking right now. That was cool, man. Josh, we good? All right, let's do an outro. Woo! All right, guys. That's it. Another one. Bye forever. Until next time. And remember, goddamn.